All right, guys, I think we're officially done with the Elms golf course. We are going to play really our first kind of full 18 with a complete golf course, range done, clubhouses done, got the galleries out, got all the trees in place, everything. And so we are going to play a full 18. We're going to play the hardest pins, pin set number 4. These will be the hardest pins on the golf course for each hole as well. We did make sure that that was the case. And we're going to play on medium wind out of the northeast. Northeast is probably about the correct wind that you would probably have. More than often. Let's just say that. More likelihood of having a northeast wind on this course. So that's kind of in your face on number 1 and a little bit behind you on number 2. Because number 2 is over here just to the left of us, comes right back at us from where we are going to. So here we go. First kind of full 18 holes on a pretty much fully done golf course, I believe. So here we go. Oh, and we're swinging it well already off the rip. Fairway slopes a little left to right. I think after I'm done with this 18, the only thing that I need to do to this golf course, I'm pretty sure, is kind of mess with the camera shots that they give us or whatever. So, all right, this green slope's pretty major from back to front. We don't want to be long. For the most part, you don't want to be long on any of these holes. You don't want to be past the pin, above the pin. Putts are going to be very, very tough. And we're swinging it well right now. This is a little short, won't be too mad. Okay. Easy up and down here for the most part, hopefully. We're too far to hit the spinner. That's not good. All right, so we're just gonna regular chip this one, and we're gonna take it a little short. It is uphill. We'll put a little bit of forward spin, but we don't want to be long. We don't want to be past the pin. That'll be about perfect if it stops. Okay. Well, Jeff ain't gonna like that. All right, still got birdie. Straight up the hill, a little right to left. Made it. Just gonna have to make a putt. Par in that hole would have not been good, so birdie will work. All right, this is a tee ball where you want to go down the left side, kind of like what I just did here. Fairway slopes pretty big from left to right. Not crazy big, but if you put it up there on that left side or even in that left rough, you should get a kick into the fairway for the most part. If you hit one kind of right side fairway, it more than likely is going to run into the rough. All right, ball is downhill, a little bit above our feet. Not crazy above our feet, but downhill for sure. We probably take one less club because we're downhill, downwind, and it is also downhill lie. So for 121, this should be fine. This should get there. This doesn't get there, we're shocked. Especially with how well we're hitting the ball. Be right. Okay, not bad. It's above the hole, but you don't really want to be too far below the hole. If you're below the hole here, you're off the green. So this is fine for the most part. We didn't play enough break. Let's hope that stays on the green. That might be off the green. Ooh. That would be off the green if the greens were fast. The greens are rolling like 9.4. They're about 9.4, and we kind of tested that the other day. They were at 10.5, and 10.5 was way too fast. Need this par. Okay. Yeah, we had them at 10.5. 10.5 was way too fast. It was just some putts were just impossible, and that's basically kind of the way the golf course plays in real life. If the greens are too fast, there's, especially on some of these holes that are cut out, especially for like pin number 4s that we have, the golf course kind of plays a little ridiculous. Let's just put it that way. Where you're 3 and 4 putting. Ooh, we are striking the ball. We're gonna go low if I'm hitting the ball like this. Pretty flat green. One of the flatter ones. There's about 3 or 4 flat ones, semi-flat ones. I mean, there's a little, subtle breaks here. Honestly, there's just the reverse elephant hump that's over here, right side of the front green, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's pretty flat. You have a little bit of breaks here and there, but it's mostly flat. Easy 2. Another par 3, back-to-back par 3s on the front and on the back. Remember that. Not very many courses have that, but that is what we're dealing with. So we're getting about 6 yards. We just need to hit this full. I'm gonna hit this full. I'm not gonna put any backspin. We don't want to be short. If we are short, it's gonna. There's a little bit of a false front on the green, on the front of the green. Boy, that is struck. Slight pull into the wind, which is not bad. Oh, it might roll off the green. Wow. I'm honestly shocked that stayed on the green. Gotta make this. We're gonna hit this one a little firm. Just gonna cram it in there. Alright, so back-to-back birdies on the par 3s. That's a good sign. It's a good sign of all things to come here. Number 5, I moved the tee markers over to the right side. I had them to the left to kind of block out, you know, cutting it around this corner a little bit. It does go a little bit left. There's a ditch up here in the middle, but we're probably not gonna be able to get there with this wind. My guy doesn't hit the ball far enough either. Just gonna try to hit one dead straight here. Yep. Hopefully it finds a flat spot. I kind of flattened out this fairway right here before the ditch. It was a little hilly, which it's not supposed to be. And so yeah, we got a little bit of a flat lie here. I kind of like that. It was too slopey, is what I had it too slopey, like the other day whenever I was working on it. And so that was one of the things I went ahead and fixed. 133, a little bit of wind. Need to be about right there. Just hit a soft little gentle fade up against the breeze. So a little long, but it's better than being short. You can't be short, but you don't want to be obviously over the green either. Ooh, kind of released on us down this hill, down this little slope. Tricky putt. I think it's going to break further right than it does left, so we're going to go about right there. Just hope and pray. Actually, we might go a touch more. Okay. It's tough pin. Tough pin, not an easy hole. We'll take par. All right, number 6, down a hill. Got a fence all the way down right. As you guys can see, the fence, everything right down the tree line is out of bounds. So you don't want to go right, obviously. You got 5 fairway over here. Honestly, in real life, there's people that played over the 5 fairway. Sometimes, you know, I mean, because a lot of people will be aimed over here. And then if they pull one or if they push one, if they're right or left-handed, you know, they end up playing out of 5 fairway a lot of the times. But our guy is a little better than your average golfer. So we're just going to go right down the left side here. Let's hope it stays in the fairway. It's downhill. Ooh, we almost ran it too far. Don't want to be in this rough up here because you got just a little wedge into the green. A little 50, a little pitching wedge into the green. Don't want to be into the rough there. Pin location is down in the bowl here. There's a little bit of a bowl. Everything else kind of slopes back to the front. Not too crazy, but then you got this little bowl right here. And a lot of the times, really like, so this, I don't even know if I agree with my dad, some of the other guys, that this is the hardest pin. I think the hardest pin might be this one up here, because if you leave it a little short, you get that uphill putt. We might change this pin. I don't know if it's quite the hardest. I'll be honest. All right, we're gonna go about right there. I mean, we're striking the ball right now. Would like to leave it below the hole, or even slightly above the hole. This isn't terrible, but got a little breaker. Actually, it's not that crazy. All right, center cup, easy birdie. Straight ahead par 4 here, number 7. Stay out of the rough. It's gonna be in the rough. Easiest hole to golf course, but I don't mind being in the rough right here. Honestly, if you hit one in the rough right here in real life, it would be perfect. Because you got a better angle to the flag, especially with this flag over here on the right side, tucked behind the grass bunker, behind the grass hump, whatever you want to call it. We're not even gonna put any backspin on this. We're just gonna hit this full. Can't really hit the spinner. Just gonna hit the pitch and hope it jumps up there. Oh, and it did. Might go in. Ooh, it's a good shot. Easy birdie. Like I said, it's probably, I don't know, second easiest hole in the golf course. This one's also pretty easy. Number 8, flattest green on the golf course by far. Don't want to be right. Trees all the way down right side. I swapped out this tree, the second tree up here, made it to where the limbs hang a little bit lower. That way, if you're underneath of it, you're pretty much blocked. You're basically making par at best. You're not making birdie because you're not going to be able to get underneath that tree. And if you do, you're going to have to hit a punch. And it's probably going to go short and long. So, but it's like that in real life. So we replaced that tree to make it more realistic. The tree I had there, it was just too high up in the air. The limbs weren't hanging low enough. There's another little ditch right there. We're across the ditch. There's actually a ditch on 7 as well, but you don't really mess with it too much unless you're laying up. Let's see here. We're up 4 yards, probably about 125, 126 plus another 10, probably about 130 something. About 134, 135. This sounds about right. Don't want to be right on this pin location. This is easy green, as you guys can tell. Pretty easy, pretty flat. But with this pin location, and this is a real pin location for the most part, green's elevated. So if you miss right, you're chipping up a little bit of a hill. You're just gonna be short-sighted. There's no bunker over there really either, which a bunker would help out a lot. It'd be a lot easier to stop the ball on the green, and coming out of the rough. But we're just gonna play it a little bit left of the pin. About 134 is our number. Just make sure we don't pull it. And we pulled it a touch, but it should be okay. We're aimed out left of the flag. It's really, really good. And that's kind of how you play this with this pin location. You don't want to be right. You don't want to be over there near the 9 tee box. If you are, it's going to be a tough up and down. Unless you have a really good golfer with a, a good flop shot. Oh, we missed it. A little bit of a mystery there. I didn't think it was going to break that much. It broke a little more. Really, this part of the green, though, where the hole is cut out, is kind of the slopiest part of the green. Everything else pretty flat. Like the other pin locations will be pretty easy. Easy birdies for the most part, as long as you know how to putt. Number 9, par 5, coming back to the clubhouse, over the ditch. Got to get over that grass ditch right there. Pretty easy with the wind behind us, with this northeast wind. If you have a different wind, it's going to be a little more difficult, obviously. That's the thing about the wind, especially coming out of the northeast. You're going to have some holes that it makes the holes a lot easier, and then other holes it's going to make it a lot tougher. It's a give and take. It doesn't matter what wind you have. Some holes are going to be easy, some holes are going to be hard. It really just depends on which ones you want to be easy and which ones you want to be hard. So, or harder, I should say. And most of them are still going to be pretty easy, but all right, we're not hitting the 5 wood. We're just going to put a little bit of forward spin. Wind should help us out a little bit too to get it there. Don't want to be left. And I put one out there left. This is not where you want to be. Short-sided, up a hill a little bit. This is to be a great up and down for birdie. We're going to have to hit the flop, obviously. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't really want to be short, so I'm going to play a little long. Our lie is kind of shitty. I can make birdie if it's slightly long. If it's short like that, we're gonna make par because it's off the green. Fuck. Oh, we might have. No. No. This is why you don't want to be left, guys. This is why you don't want to be left. All right, we gotta make sure we get this one up there this time. We needed to go in. Okay. That's why you don't want to be left, though. On that pin location, you don't want to be left. That's exactly why. I just showed you guys exactly why you don't want to be left. Fuck, man. Good thing I chipped that in for par. We kept our bogey free going. 10. Going away from the clubhouse now. Clubhouse right behind us. Fairway slopes a little right to left, just like that. You want to play it down kind of the right center-ish of the fairway. It might hang on to the fairway if you play it left, but it might not. I just redid the screen. I had to redo the screen because we put the airport over here in place, which is to the left. Technically, it's probably a little further left, but, you know, we're running out of map, basically. We're on the edge of the map. So there's the airport, plane flying off. There's a couple other planes on the airstrip. And it's basically like like this is like a little airport. It's like a little mini airport for, like, they fly planes just like that. I forget what kind of airplanes those are called, but kind of older model airplanes. And this is just up the hill. Green breaks from back to front slightly, all directions for the most part. All right, making sure that falls to the front of the green because I had to redo the screen and I don't know if it's quite right. It's close though. All right, just a little wedge into the green here. A little crosswind. Don't want to be short. That might roll off the ground. Okay, that's fine. That should do about that. Really, it's only gonna roll off if you're like 1 or 2 squares on. So this should be fine. That's pretty realistic. It will come back a little bit, but it should not roll off the hill unless you like really spin one. I would say when you play this course, I wouldn't want to have the ability to spin the ball a whole lot. Or you're gonna be sucking balls off the freaking green. God, breaks a little bit. Okay. That's actually a really realistic putt for the most part, I think. All right, par. All right. 11 goes down the hill, slopes right to left, pretty substantially. Really, you want to play this out about right here, especially if you got wind blowing. You want to just play this almost down the cart path line, really. That's perfect. Slight pull, it doesn't even matter. It's perfect. Wind's gonna get it a little. Oh, it might hang up in the rough. If you do have it too far right, it will hang up in the rough a little bit. If you have it like slightly right of where my ball landed, it will hang up in the rough. So you do have to be careful about that. And then it's, you know, then it's not perfect. We were hoping the wind would have got involved a little more. This back right pin location is stupid, by the way. This green's pretty slopey. It's got like a big hump basically that goes from that back middle portion almost to like about right here, and then you have a bowl area. There's a pin right here, a little bit of a bowl area, and then you got kind of another little bowl over here, and then up here's up on top of the hill. A little flat up here, but it's also got the hump over here too. So this is a tough pin location, very tough, especially when you got a fairway that slopes like this, and then you also got the wind helping. So we're gonna put like max spin. We're gonna play this like about over here. We don't want to be left. If we want to miss, we want to miss middle of the green. We don't want to miss left of the flag as a semi-tough up and down. We're gonna go actually about right here. I really don't want to miss this left. Like that is fine right there. We'll take our miss right there. We're gonna put up that hill, but at least we're not chipping. Oh, it actually stopped. Wow, I'm surprised it stopped. Still going up the hill a little bit. This is a breaking son of a gun. It's gotta be out here. Honestly, you don't get one close on this hole. You're kind of playing for par. I'll be honest. Unless you make something like that, you're playing for par. Like if you don't get it back here up on this back ridge, like up here on top of the flat spot, you're basically playing for par. So it's really an easy hole, but it's not with that pin location. If the pin was down in the bowl area, like it's you could probably get birdie 70% of the time if you're pretty good at the game. All right, this is par 4, back in the corner here, going straight up the hill. You got 2 different fairways. Very easy hole. It's actually semi-drivable in real life as well. It could be. Probably not with this wind, but it could be. You gotta be a long hitter though. Cause it's kind of a short hole, but it plays uphill, so you gotta factor in the uphill, you know, the uphill slope as well. There's also a big ditch down here in between the fairways that you don't want to be in, right here. That is, and it might be a little steeper than what it is in real life, but it's actually pretty steep. So yeah, you don't want to be in that. You'll be because you probably have like a wedge or 9-iron or 8-iron in your hand coming up at the most, but it's so uphill and you usually get bad lies out of there too. So don't want to be there. We left that short, I think. Oh no. Okay, it stayed up there. I'm really shocked that stayed up there. There's a little swell right here. Right here, a little. Well, yeah, we just got it up. Okay, so this actually isn't bad. This putt's a nightmare though. Gosh, we just can't play enough break on that. There it goes. There it goes. This is a really tough pin. You actually want to get it past the hole to where you're like putting, you're making this putt for birdie instead of the one I was just making. What I was just making is damn near impossible. This is the one you want. Easy par, see? It would have been an easy birdie if we would have got the chip shot past the hole. Because it's a little flatter and it kind of goes downhill, so then you're putting it uphill coming back towards the hole. All right, we're gonna hit a little draw up against this. Pretty basic. This is the first par 3. This is number 13. First par 3 in the back. Next par 3 is right in front of us, going left to right. We're just gonna. This green's pretty simple. Slopes back to front. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy like the last 2 holes, and that's in the rough. Greens are really, really small on this course, and I made them small like this on purpose. This is. They're not like perfect 1-for-1 copycat, but they're pretty close. So yeah, greens are small. They're not wide. They're not. Some of them are a little wider, a little deeper, but you know, like this green, the next green, very small greens to hit. Really, that's kind of what makes them semi-tough par 3s. That the greens are just small. They don't really play that long. Like this one plays about 170-ish, 168, 170-ish. And then the next one plays like a $155. But the small greens and the slopiness of the greens kind of help protect them a little bit. We might drop a shot right here. Yeah, we will. You don't want to be where I'm at. You want to be like where this ball's at. You want to be just below the hole. So there's a bogey. Bad swing off the tee box. Get the trees back here. Pretty square tee box. All the tee markers are on the same tee box here for the most part. Then you get to drop off down the hill behind you. You get the woods, trees over here left of you. And this is what you're dealing with. You got big hill up here with a couple of humps, inverted humps, I should say. And you get the tree right, tee box right there on 15, par 5 going away from you. Here we go. Don't want to be right. You don't want to be left or right, but you definitely don't want to be right with this pin location. So we want to be slightly left of the flag, if anything, like that, kind of. And it's a good club too. This is not an easy putt though. This is down the hill. And see, this is why I had to lower the green speeds. If you missed a putt like this, even if you just barely missed it and rolled it a foot past the hole, it's probably off the green. So this is one of the holes why we had to slow the greens down with this pin location. And then another one would be like number 16, which we'll get there shortly. I gotta make this, man. I gotta get that bogey back. I play too much break. And it might be off the green. Wow. So it's still off the green, even with these green speeds. That's probably pretty realistic, though. Like, if you miss it, you want to miss it, like, short and low right here, and it stays on the green. But if you miss it high side and a touch long, it really falls off. Try to chip it in. We left it short. Wow, we bogeyed both the par threes. They be like that though. I mean, I don't want the course to be too easy anyways, so I don't mind it. If the, you know what I mean? The course is kind of easy in real life, but it also can be difficult in a way, you know, kind of in the way that I just showed. So, all right, easy par 5 up the hill. It only plays about 450-ish. Drive's the most important thing, really. You want to get it left side. Fairway slopes left to right. You want to get it up here on this like flat area where I'm at. I've actually been up here just about every time. I haven't been deep to the right like I am in real life all the time. Green's pretty vertical, pretty skinny. Just goes up the hill a little bit. And if you hit a good drive, you can have like a 7-6 iron into the green. If you hit a bad drive, you could have long iron fairway wood into the green. And then if you're short, or I shouldn't say short, but if you're right of the fairway, you're probably not going to be able to make eagle. Eagle's going to be tough. See, and I'm going to go 6 iron here. We need another club. We're just going to try to hold a fade up against this breeze. And we pushed it. Should be on, but it's not good. It's not great. It's good, it's not great. Everything kind of falls back to front. Nothing crazy, but a little bit of a breaker. I'm hoping we made it. Oh, we did too. All right, we got both of those bogeys back on 13 and 14. All right, 16, you got 2 fairways, very short par 4, almost drivable, depending on the wind. This fairway slopes pretty heavily left to right. You want to get it over to here towards the trees, or land it just right of the trees. This pin location is kind of stupid, but that's why it's our number 4 pin placement. So it's driver, all you got, over the tree. Or over the trees, plural, and you want to land it right freaking there every single time. This might actually get on. I have not been able to get on the green yet, but it's honestly, it's hard to get on in real life too. You got to have a little bit of a tailwind, unless you hit one fucking like Bryson DeChambeau. All right, slopes heavy left to right. You got a big hump back here. You got a big hump right here. Little elephant hump, runs downhill, and then it runs downhill towards the back. There's a pin location in the back, obviously. This hump kind of goes all the way across. It's a little flatter on this side. There is a pin location over here, front right, a little flatter. But this is the crazy. I kind of leveled this out a little bit. This was too steep. It still breaks down pretty substantially, but I steeped it off a little bit to make it playable. Because it just wasn't playable earlier. It was, everything would run off the green. It was insane. All right, we're gonna do this. We don't want to be too far left of the flag, but yeah, see, my line was so thin. That's off the green. So we're gonna be chipping. We might make bogey. This is not good. We should just hit the pitch shot. We were too close to hit the spinner. What's the problem? Actually, we cannot hit the tie spinner. We gotta hit a chip. We're in the rough. I think there's collars around the green now, but back in the day, like a few years ago, there was never collars around the green, so there's no collars. If you guys are wondering why there's no collars, that's why. Fuck, it's just too long. It's not a bad miss, though. It's better to be long and left than short and right. Like, I can make this for par. I can't, honestly, I'm probably chipping again if I leave it short. Probably runs off the green. I'm chipping from either the fairway or the rough again. We're gonna play this about right there. Let's hope it goes in. This pin is just fucking stupid. Yeah, it's a bogey. That's how you bogey from how far out I was out too. You hit a bad chip out of the fairway. Or a bad spinner shot or pitch shot, whatever the fuck you want to call it. All right, 17. I put the pin, this is another pretty square tee box. Whites are over there. You could have the blues over all the way on the far side every now and again. They obviously switch them around depending on the day. But on the course, they're gonna play over here to keep people from cutting across. Because you can cut across in real life. Obviously, it's a lot tougher to cut across when the tee marker's over here because you're blocked out by the trees. But yeah, and then you got this tall grass that protects it. You got a couple trees up there that also protect the green now as well. I think back in the day, like 10, 20 years ago, it wasn't really as protected as it is nowadays. You could actually like drive one there if you had the wind. But we're just gonna hit a little butter cut into the wind here. I'm hoping it's not in the rough. There's a ditch right here. Oh yeah, it's perfect. And we actually got to pass the ditch. The ditch is right here, right where you see my ball kick. There's a ditch right here. We got the kick. We got the kick to get it up on up here on the upslope. And then it's really just a wedge into the green if you get it over here. Some people hit 3-wood, 5-wood off the tee, and they'll play it short and they'll hit 9-iron, 8-iron to the green. But it's really not that there's really no benefit to playing it short like that. Let's just put it that way, because the fairway slopes a lot. So either way, you're not going to really have a flat lie. Unless you get it kind of down, like low left, behind the ditch, you're not really going to have a flat lie. So, trust me, I already know. I've tested it. And that's just kind of the way. And that's pretty close to the way it is in real life, too. So. Okay, not bad. Good miss. We don't want to be left of the flag anyways. Left of the flag is probably in the rough. We can make this pretty flat green for the most part. Bricks a little bit in the back as well, but nothing crazy. Nothing like the last hole. Can play this right edge firm. I missed it left. I pushed it. I pushed this out of it. Look at that. 11 degrees open face. Pushed that one too, but made it. Easy par. Okay. Alright. The final hole, 18. I put the grandstands behind 18 as well. This is 7 and 8 over here, by the way. But yeah, I put the this is not here in real life, obviously, but we put it there just for looks. Got the crowd out here as well. And this is just straightforward. You want to be right at these trees that are right here, down the left-hand side. And the fairway slopes a little left to right. Not much, but a little left to right. And you just want to be down here. There is another ditch down here because there's a ditch that goes between 18 and 10. 10's over here to the right of us. The ditch is reachable, but you have to be a big hitter and you have to have some tailwind probably, especially on the game. I think this hole plays a little longer on the game than it does in real life, like a touch longer. But that's probably not a bad thing. Our golfers are really good on the video game, so you got to do something to make the course a little harder. And making it a little bit longer will do that. This pin location is stupid. Let's hope this isn't in the gallery here. Should come off right. Plus we got a little wind. And we pulled the piss out of it. So I don't have to worry about hitting one into the crowd here. And the reason why I did kind of put the crowd a little bit over on the left side is because a lot of people don't really go left. Like if you miss one, you're usually missing one right. What are we gonna do? Can we flop one? I think we're gonna flop one, chat. Yeah, we're gonna flop this one. Just trying to get up and down for birdie here. I pulled it a little. Fuck. Okay, not bad. We can make that. I think we can make it. Okay. Easy birdie. Boy, we had a little bogey run there on the back. We shot even on the back after shooting 5 under. A little 67. The back does play harder than the front. That's one thing I will say. So that's a good thing that I played a little bit worse on the back. I mean, really, minus the 2 par 5s, we played pretty bad. We bogeyed those 2 par 3s, and we bogeyed 16 from like 20 yards out of the freaking flag. So then we just made some pars. I like it though. I think the course plays legitimately. If I really sped the greens up a little bit, honestly, par would be a pretty good score. I think, or even under par. I'm not saying there wouldn't be people that could shoot under par on the course. There obviously would be, but it would be. It could be frustrating at times. You're gonna have a hole like number 16 where that pin location is. If the greens are fast, you're gonna have a hole where you like 4-putt, where you like kind of like what I did. I chipped twice and I putted twice. You're just gonna have a hole like that eventually, because the greens are a little slopey in some spots depending on the pins, and that's just the way it is. So. All right, I'm going to upload this on the YouTube. I appreciate you guys tuning in to watch pretty much the first full round of the Elms golf course based off of Excelsior Springs golf course. My golf course is called the Elms. So, but it's very, very one-for-one for what Excelsior Springs golf course is in real life in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. And I hope you guys check it out, and I hope you guys appreciate just the time. I put so much time and effort into this, and I hope you guys like the golf course. I hope it plays fun for you guys, and you guys, enjoy playing it a lot. So I'm going to upload it probably here shortly. But that was the first play test. Like I said, I've put about, God, I don't even know. Guys, I've been working on this course since last Saturday, and I've put in a ton of hours each day to make this golf course. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.